Good afternoon. Here is the news afternoon. First, the highlights. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and Strategy Olumide Sogunle bows out of active service. INEC urges Committee on Election Security to prepare for critical electoral activities. And the foreign in Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo signed peace deal in Washington, United States. And in sport, Confederation of African Football celebrates former Super Falcons captain Onome Ebi's historic AFCON record. And now the details. I am Mike James. Friends, families and colleagues gathered on Ikeja to celebrate the gracious conclusion of a rewarding career of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and Strategy Olumide Sogunle, from the Civil Service and his 60th birthday. In his remarks, Commissioner for Information and Strategy Gbenga Omotosho congratulated Mr. Sogunle on this special day, describing him as open-minded and a man with good character, hardworking and dedicated. Omotosho also commended him for his exemplary leadership and a goal-getter who has contributed immensely to the growth of the Information Ministry and Lagos Civil Service at large.
The lesson of what we are doing today is what all of us should take up. And the lesson is that whatever you do in life, you should know that character matters. Today I have seen so many people, all our friends in the body of permanent secretaries.
Lagos State Head of Service Bode Aguru, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary Public Service Office Sukomi Oyegbola, described Sogunle as a diligent, dedicated, knowledgeable and very competent officer who has greatly contributed to the development of the state.
I believe your mentees will continue to treasure the wells of knowledge you were able to share with them during your sojourn in the state public service. You have consistently demonstrated commendable leadership abilities, and your valuable contributions as member of the esteemed body of permanent secretaries have impacted policies of government positively.
Goodwill messages poured in to the celebrant by colleagues and friends who urged him to continue to keep true to himself as they wished him well in his future endeavors. While responding in an interview, the celebrant, Mr. Olumide Sogunle, expressed gratitude to God for his faithfulness and urged every civil servant to take charge of their roles in the service.
I feel good, I feel happy, I feel nice being celebrated. Work hard, stand out of the crowd, and the rewards will come.
Our reporter Mojid Ololade reports that the event was attended by top government functionaries, body of permanent secretaries, head of agencies, among others. Lagos State Government, through the Office of Education Quality Assurance, or EQA, has inaugurated a 17-member committee tasked with drafting and implementing a comprehensive policy for non-state schools in Lagos. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Abisola Dokumu Adigbite, noted that the initiative aligned with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's vision of leaving no child behind by providing equitable, high-quality education to all children, regardless of school type. Dokumu Adigbite said the move aims to standardize the delivery of education in private and mission-owned institutions, which ensures alignment with both national benchmarks and Lagos State unique educational needs. She also described the inauguration as a landmark step in the government's broader mission to transform the education sector. Political leaders have been urged to document their experiences and achievements to serve as blueprints for future generation leaders to navigate the challenges of governance, especially at the grassroots level. This call was made at the launch of a book on grassroots governance and autonomy by the Chief Whip of Surulere Local Government and Chairman of the Lagos State Chief Whip Forum, Eric Otiwa. Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, who was represented by former Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in Lagos State, Agbola Dabiri, emphasized on the importance of history, saying history is paramount to every nation and all must always go back to history to guide the future.
History is paramount to every nation. And what Eric has made today, he has been part of the history of Surulere. A way generation to come will always go back to. Because what happens today happened in the past and will always happen in the future. So we must learn from lesson and must learn to read.
India Max, Special Advisor to the Legacy Governor on Housing, Barakat Odunuga Bakare, and Vice Chairman of Surulere Local Government, Moise Dosunmu, emphasized the need for documentation to preserve history, especially to enhance grassroots governance, noting that Otinwa has showcased what he has learned and researched in his service to his community and left a legacy for the upcoming generation.
I've gone through the book and I'm quite impressed with what the content of the book is. And as Kofi Annan said, he said that education is liberation, and it's a form of education to the generations that are coming behind us.
From all indication, is a man who asks questions, who want to know, and the little he knows, he wants to showcase to people that, yes, I know this and I want to impact this on the people.
On the spot, the Chief Whip of Surulere Local Government, Eric Otinwa, explained that the clamor for grassroots autonomy inspired him to provide a detailed memoir, not just for grassroots leaders, but for federal politicians, scholars, and students.
He talks about the shortfall in finances, in government. He talks about autonomy itself, comparing it to that of South Africa, Ghana, UK. He talks about Surulere local government. He talks about Surulere itself. He talks about the local governments, then he talks about the CDAs. He talks about a whole lot of things. So a whole lot of things that people would learn about. He talks about the councillor, the role of the councillor. He talks about the role of the council, the local governments, and what is expected of them. You know, some people don't even know what the local government is for. They don't even know their rights to it. They don't even know what the councillor is for, how well it's meant to represent them, what is meant to represent them for, and what is not meant to represent them. So it speaks volume, a whole lot of things.
Otinwa added that with proper representation, grassroots development will thrive, not just in Lagos but across Nigeria for the benefit of all. And now to the rest of the stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission has held a meeting with members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, urging them to set up preparations ahead of the critical electoral activities scheduled for the next 6 months. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu noted that the Commission is entering a busy electoral season with several activities demanding significant security deployment. Yakubu acknowledged concerns raised by political parties, civil society groups, and the media regarding certain flashpoints and potential threats. The meeting, attended by the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, and representatives of various intelligence and security bodies, was held at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. In his remarks, Ribadu reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to ensuring peaceful, free and credible elections across Nigeria. Ribadu noted that security agencies will enhance intelligence operations and proactive strategies, especially in states considered high risk due to the activities of subversive elements. Chief of Army Staff Olufemi Oluyede has called on officers, soldiers and their families to recommit themselves to national service and resilience in the face of evolving security challenges. Oluyede emphasized the need for unity among personnel in the service's quest to ensure lasting peace in the country. He said this in Abuja as part of activities marking the Nigerian Army's 162nd anniversary. Oluyede stressed the strategic importance of placing soldiers' welfare at the heart of the Army's transformative drive. He noted that the soldier-first philosophy aligns with broader defense strategies and the country's evolving security architecture, emphasizing personnel well-being as the bedrock of a high-performing force. And over to some foreign news. Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a peace deal in Washington aimed at ending decades of devastating conflict between the two neighbors and potentially granting the United States lucrative mineral access. The deal demands the disengagement, disarmament and conditional integration of armed groups fighting in eastern DR Congo. Further details are scanty while previous peace deals in the region have failed. But that has not deterred the US and Congolese president from farming this as a generational victory. According to the United States President Donald Trump, the violence and destruction comes to an end, and the entire region begins a new chapter of hope and opportunity. Trump said it is a tremendous breakthrough shortly before adding his signature to the peace treaty signed earlier by the African delegates. The signing follows a declaration of principles that were agreed in April. In sports news, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has honored former Super Falcons captain Onome Ebi for her remarkable legacy in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Ebi, a commanding central defender, made history by featuring in 7 editions of the prestigious tournament more than any other player in its history. CAF, in a tribute posted on its official website, praised Ebi's longevity and impact, calling her an emblematic figure of Nigerian football and a model of consistency. The veteran defender featured in the Women's AFCON in 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018 and 2022, cementing her status as a key pillar of Nigeria's defense across multiple generations. Her career, spanning nearly 2 decades, has inspired a new wave of African female footballers and earned her a place among the legends of the game. That was our news at 12. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated the Lagos State Employability Support Project to address the labor skill gap and underemployment problems? Well, you can get more details on the Legacy Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Friends, families and colleagues gathered on Ikeja to celebrate the gracious conclusion of a rewarding career of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Information and Strategy, Olumide Shugule, from the civil service and his 60th birthday. The Independent National Electoral Commission has held a meeting with members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, urging them to step up preparations ahead of the critical electoral activities scheduled for the next 6 months. And we also told you that Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a peace deal in Washington aimed at ending decades of devastating conflict between the two neighbors and potentially granting the United States lucrative mineral access. In sports, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has honored former Super Falcons captain Onome Ebi for her remarkable legacy in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And for contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adibeshin. Thank you for listening. My name is Mike James. Good afternoon.
A challenge we faced, but now we have a solution, a better pace. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're here to guide you wherever you may be. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, I promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective, we're here to help. With traffic updates effective. Our motorbike reporters on the ground. Live camera updates all around. returns and shipping too. We're here to keep you informed with updates anew. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, our promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective. We're here to help with traffic updates effective. Tune in daily, 96.1 FM. Lagos Traffic Radio, your trusted friend. Will guide you through Lagos busy streets with timely updates. Your journey's sweet. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, our promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective. We're here to help with traffic updates effective. It's effective. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, our promise to you is spread. To you is spread. Tune in daily, 96.1 FM. Lagos Traffic Radio, your trusted friend. We'll guide you through Lagos busy streets with timely updates. Your journey's sweet. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, our promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective. We're here to help with traffic updates effective.
Hey, my dear people, Bodo Lagos. Nami be Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, First Lady and TB champion for Bodo Lagos. Shey you sabi say na 18 Nigerians tuberculosis dey kill every 1 hour, and say many more